pipe and mag chloride and asphalt and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'll probably just.
Good morning, everybody, to the Board of County Commissioners meeting for April 21st, 2026. If you join me in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Are there any additions or subtractions from the agenda?
Nothing here.
Okay, well, the agenda will be approved to stand. Constituent time, is there anybody in the room that would like to address the board? Unless you're here for a specific topic? Nothing now? Anybody on the computer, Lindsay? Okay. We'll continue with our agenda then, county clerk, sitting in for Terry is Renee.
Good morning, Commissioners. I have for you for your consideration, the minutes for the April 7th, 2026 Board of County Commissioner regular meetings. Are there any additions, corrections?
None here?
None
I
here.
didn't see any.
Okay. I also have for the board's consideration, the minutes for the April 9th, 2026 VOCC special meeting. Are there any corrections or additions to those?
No, none.
Okay. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. We'll go on with commissioner business. The first one is board's consideration and possible award of the final bid tally for 2026 RFP-03 comprehensive gravel pit and permitting services. And
You
Tim,
want to try to find him?
okay.
Thank you.
We're having technical difficulties. We'll get our engineering staff in here about this. They are the ones that are working on this.
It's quite a spread in the beds.
Mhm.
Wow. Yeah.
Morning, Tim. We were just talking about the comprehensive gravel pit and permitting services.
Yes, I have not reviewed all those files in depth yet
Okay,
to make a recommendation.
Okay.
There were 3 bidders. The range was 64,000 to,
554,000.
Quite a range.
yes.
Okay.
And I haven't verified the low bidder. I want to make sure that those are all everything we need in that bid.
Okay, so we'll just table this for maybe the next meeting then?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, we'll table that then. So we'll go on to number 2, board's consideration and possible award of final bid tally for 2026 RFP-15 culvert pipe. Mr. Allen, District 3, how are you today? Is the microphone on? The red button. There you go.
So for P15, we had 3 bids this year, 3 bidders this year. We would recommend for the steel culvert pipe delivered, as well as the steel culvert pipe poly coated delivered. we would recommend, going with Core and Main, that was bidder number one for those two line items. And then we did not receive any bids for RCP, which is reinforced culvert pipe, reinforced concrete pipe, excuse me. So line items 3 and 4, we did not receive bids for. We did receive bids for line item number 5, for the polyethylene culvert pipe. And we would recommend going with Ferguson Waterworks, bidder number 2, for line item number 5.
Any reason why we didn't get the bid for the concrete pipes?
You know, we don't typically use a lot of concrete pipe. We ask these guys, to submit bids for a lot of stuff every year. I haven't purchased any concrete pipe probably 7 or 8 years. I know District 1 on occasion uses some, but I don't know that we put in enough to maybe even make it worth their time. And if we do need some, we can always kind of go to these guys and get 3 quotes and then go from that, in smaller quantities, obviously.
Line item 5 to bidder number 2, is there a dollar amount there that's, oh, there it is, oh, that's not it.
There is, Ferguson Waterworks submitted a bid, line item number 5, 26,730.92. And they were the lowest bid for that line item.
I see it, okay. Gotcha.
Okay.
Well, I'll go ahead and get us going here from RFP 2026, RFP 15. Make a motion that we go with bidder number 1, Core and Main for line item 1. Steel culvert pipe delivered for $149,784.10. And line item 2 for steel culvert pipe poly coated delivered $184,227.73. And for line item 5, polyethylene culvert delivered goes to bidder 2, Ferguson Waterworks, for the amount of $26,730.92.
I'll second that motion.
Motion is second on the floor. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, thank you, so done. Okay. Now, next up is possible award of final bid tally for 2026 RFP 16, magnesium chloride.
This was pretty easy. We had one bidder. So I will make the suggestion, we go with that one bidder. The unit price is $1.18 a gallon. Total price, $153,400 to Envirotech Services LLC.
Seems like we had 3 bidders for this last year.
We had, I believe there was 2 last year.
2?
Before that, there was, so 2 companies are now one. Envirotech and GMCO were
Okay.
2 separate companies, and Envirotech bought GMCO. So that's where we're at.
Okay.
All right. I'll make a motion that we accept for 2026 RFP 16, is that?
Yep.
Yeah. Bidder number 1, Envirotech Services out of Greeley, Colorado, in the amount of $153,400.
Second, sorry.
There's a motion second on the floor. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Aye. Okay, next up, we have consideration and possible award of final bid tally for 2026 RFP 17 asphalt and emulsions.
So for RFP 17 asphalt emulsions, Something a little bit different this year. We typically have, we typically get a minimum of 3 bidders. This year, technically, we got 2. So for line item number 1, that would be our CRS 2R, and that is our chip and seal oil. We got 2 bidders, which is typical. So for that particular line item, we would suggest going with BlackRock Material and Supply, bidder number 1 for line item 1. They came in with a low bid this year, and they have a very high quality product. Typically, we do asphalt and emulsions. We did not receive through BidNet a bid for our asphalt oil. And that was not because of anything specific other than the one company that typically bids that product did not submit a bid. I reached out to them after the process and asked them if there was a reason. They said they didn't know about it. So they submitted a quote using the same paperwork and the same kind of system we go through with the bid process, but just simply a quote. So I don't know how you guys would like to go about doing that. I've got, I think the CRS 2R, the chip and seal oil, BlackRock Material and Supply, that one's pretty clear cut. However, for the PG 5828, as well as the SS1, we did not receive a bid through BidNet for either of those 2 products. I've got quotes for those 2 products from typically the only company that submits a bid for that.
And they submitted through BidNet before,
They,
previous years.
every year, yeah. I called them about 45 minutes before the bid closed that morning and asked if they were aware. And they said, no, they were not.
Do you think we need to rebid this
You have no bids?
There are no bids for the,
for those
For
other
those-
products?
For those line items.
For those line
That
items.
particular product.
yes.
Yeah, yes.
Okay,
Hey, hate to say it, John, we may have to we should rebid those 4 products that did not get, or 5 products didn't get anything.
Can we go ahead and award the CRS 2R?
Yes.
Okay.
I see on line item 2, you have a delivery to Delta County. You have no bid on that. So what's the plan for getting it from Denver to here?
So that would be the SS1. That is the SS1 as well as the PG 5828 are the 2 products that are typically bid by the company that did not submit a bid. So if we rebid the SS1 and the PG 5828, in theory, those products should show up on that new bid.
so the CRS 2R, they'll automatically truck it over, I guess.
Yes, that is delivered,
Oh, I
that
see.
is
Yeah.
delivered to Delta County. That's our chip and seal oil that delivers on site wherever we're at.
Okay,
I see it.
The SS1 typically is out of Grand Junction, and we go and get that with our small distributor truck in Grand Junction.
okay,
The PG 5828 is delivered typically to the hot plant at the pit.
Okay. I was just confused. I was not seeing that whole, I didn't see the delivery to Delta County included in line item 1, so. So I will make a motion if you're ready for it to award 2026 RFP 17, line item 1 to bidder number 1, BlackRock Material and Supply out of Denver, Colorado, for the product CRS-2R in the amount of $435,940.
Second.
Motion and second on the floor. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so done. Thank you. Okay. Next up, we got consideration possible award of final bid tally for 2026 RFP 18 yellow road paint.
So for RFP 18, we had two bidders that were accepted. Bidder number 3 did not submit or did not submit in accordance with the public notice. So based simply on price, and we have used these two companies previously, we would suggest line item number 1 to be awarded to bidder number 2 in a split in the amount of $3,162.50. That's the unit price, sorry, $25,300 total price.
$3,000 for like one tote or something?
That would be one total, yeah.
Okay. All the way from North Carolina.
So I will move, we accept bidder number 2 for RFP 2026-18, Enos Flint, for yellow road paint in the amount of $25,300.
I'll second the motion.
Motion second on the floor. If no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Next up, consideration possible award of final bid tally for 2026 RFP 19 gasoline and diesel fuel.
So for RFP 19, we had 3 bidders. Based on price as well as previous service with Delta County. We would like to suggest line item number 1, regular unleaded gasoline, as well as line item number 2, diesel fuel delivered. We would like to suggest bidder number 2, Reinhardt Oil. Total on the gasoline is $87,871.08. And the total on the diesel fuel delivered is $970,484.
Pretty straightforward.
So when they have submitted a bid like this, it doesn't depend on what's happening in the Straits of Hormuz.
It absolutely does, and for the most part, what we're looking at here is what they will submit. So rack prices obviously change hourly. And so they will submit a bid for X amount over rack price.
Okay.
And that determines rack price is gonna be the same. I mean, they can check rack prices in Salt Lake. They can check them on the eastern slope. There's a number of places they call to check rack prices. Typically, they would check whatever they think might give them the best bet, but it's cents over rack per gallon is basically what they're bidding here. And Reinhardt, we can see, was basically 3 cents over rack per gallon.
So you're going with bidder 2, correct?
Bidder 2 is what we would suggest.
I will make a motion that we accept for 2026 RFP-19. Bidder number 2, Reinhardt Oil out of Hotchkiss, Colorado. For the grand total amount of, is it $87,871.08 for unleaded gasoline and $974.84 for diesel fuel.
Second.
Motion second on the floor. If no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Thank you. Next up, thank you, Mr. Allen.
Thank you.
Appreciate
We'll
all
get
that.
the other one rebid.
Okay.
Thanks, John.
Next up, board's consideration, the reappointment of David Hurd to serve on the Paonia Cemetery Board.
Mr. Hur's term is up. He contacted us when we've got him back on the board, so I will move. We Reappoint Dave Hurt to serve on the Paonia Cemetery Board. Is that a 4-year term? Lindsay? For a 4-year term.
I will second the motion.
Motion on, and second on the floor. If no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much, Mr. Herr, for stepping up and being reappointed. Next up, board's consideration of reappointment of Don Emmons to serve as president of the Paonia Cemetery Board.
Again, we were contacted by Mr. Emmons. He is serving as president of the board. Is this again a 4-year term, Lindsay? So I move we appoint Don Emmons back to the Paonia Cemetery Board for a 4-year term.
I will second the motion.
Motion and second on the floor. If no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye, and thank you, Mr. Herr, for volunteering for that position again.
Mr. Evans.
Emmons. Yep, Herr was a brother. Now Mr. Emmons, okay. And next up, we have board's consideration of acceptance of the Colorado Department of Local Affairs Civic Solution Hub Grant, SCH 26009, Delta County Supervisory Training Program, and board support of the AI Enhanced Supervisory Excellence Program. And now we have human resources.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Nothing has changed since our last conversation at the work session. Commissioner Coons, you had asked about how retirees would affect that turnover number. We did have 6 retirees during 2025, and so that would decrease the turnover rate if that's something you didn't want to include to 2%.
To what percent?
It would decrease it 2%.
2%
To
to,
37%.
that's what I needed to know.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Did you have any other questions for me?
No, this is kind of a continuation of a discussion that we had a work session on, as you mentioned, concerning this AI enhanced program. Hopefully, the department heads would go ahead and volunteer and go through this program to help their department and the employees of the department to make sure that we are doing the best we can for the county and for our employees. And as you brought forward, Mrs. Bear, at the work session, that young people coming out of college are used to using AI in their studies and everyday life, and kind of like, well, maybe we should get on board with the AI program to make sure that we can continue that. And like you say, it cuts down on a lot of time as far as writing reports, evaluating certain situations that might come up in the various departments. This,
This would be an action item.
yeah, and this would be a grant that DOLA is coming out, and it's 75 or 80-20 or 75-25.
75-25. We have a 25% match, which was the $4,200.
Okay.
Well, I'll get us rolling here. I'll move the board accept the Colorado DOLA Civic Solutions Hub Grant for the Delta County Supervisory Training Program for the AI Enhanced Supervisory Excellence Program.
I will second the motion.
Is authorize the chair to sign if he hasn't done so.
Authorize chair to sign.
I'll accept that.
Okay. Motion and second on the floor. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. So done. Thank you.
Thank you for your support.
Yeah, and thanks, Matt, for looking up this grant, and Mrs. Bear too. Thank you. Okay.
And Lindsay, this was the training that came to mind when you were talking to me. So you might look into this one.
Okay. Next up is ratify the warrants.
I'll move the board ratify the warrants from the various funds for expenditures paid by warrants number 157005 through 157178 and ACH transactions 1446 through 1494 from March 1st, 2026 through March 31, 2026, totaling $673,925.84 in accounts payable and $1,938,422.09 in monthly County Human Services and Health Department March 2026 payroll for items budgeted and approved per Delta County policy. Authorized chair sign.
I'll second the motion.
Motion and second on the floor. If there's no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye, so done. Thank you.
Then I've got another one here.
Okay,
I'll move that the commissioners ratify warrants from the various funds to be paid by warrant numbers 156468 through 157004 and ACH transactions 1410 through 1445 from February 1st, 2026 through February 28th, 2026, totaling $712,888.68 in accounts payable and $1,964,310.81 in monthly County Human Services and Health Department February 2026 payroll for items budgeted and approved per Delta County policy. Authorized chair to sign.
Second the motion.
motion and second on the floor. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye, so done. Thank you. Next up, Lindsay with our monthly schedule.
Okay, this afternoon from 1:30 to 3, we have a work session with Vernon Bridge. April 22nd, there's a Rangeley board meeting at 9 a.m. April 23rd, an AGNC legislative hall, 8:30 a.m. April 28th is the Free Community Family Fair at 3:30. April 29th is the legislative update call at 7 a.m. And then April 30th is an AGNC legislative call at 8:30 a.m.
While you're in April, Lindsay, is there a work session on the 28th as well at 8:30 a.m.? I have that down there.
Yeah, I've got that on.
That's your regularly scheduled
Mhm.
Oh, you know what?
Standing
sessions and placeholder.
I'm sorry. But yes, I will. May 5th is the next Board of County Commissioners regularly scheduled monthly meeting. May 5th is another Republican Party meeting at 6 p.m. 6th, CWRC implementation at 2 p.m. May 7th, agency legislative call, 8:30 a.m. May 13th, legislative update call, 7:30 a.m.
Is that on the 13th, you said?
Yes,
That's also the last day of the Colorado legislature.
Oh,
Yay.
yeah.
Does that mean 8:30 a.m. following the 14th is gonna get canceled, or is that gonna be an update?
I bet we have it.
I'll leave it just in case. May 16th, is the free Delta County landfill day. That's from 8 to 3. May 18th, 3:30 is Board of Health meeting. May 19th is the next Board of County Commissioners regularly scheduled monthly meeting, 8:30 a.m. May 19th, work session with Vernon Bridge. May 21st, legislative call, 8:30. May 28th, 8:30 AGNC legislative call. And that's what I have to finish out in May. I'll make sure those standing BOCC work session meetings are on there. I'm not sure what they're.
25th is a holiday.
Yes, thank you.
Hmm.
Like,
Okay. Okay, well, we're right at 9 o'clock and the Forest Service has shown up. Appreciate you guys showing up. We'll go ahead and go right into that. On the Grand Mesa, Uncompahgre and Gunnison Supervisor Chad Stewart, please come up too, sir.
Good morning, how are you guys?
Morning.
Morning.
Oh. They're available. You know, Bill Edwards.
Oh, yeah.
You can just pull that microphone. It's on, but just kind of pull it. There you go.
Well, good morning.
How are you?
It's been good. It's field season. Things are picking up quickly as people get into the woods, and we got our usual gate issues going on, whether open or close them, depending on conditions. We've got some seasonals that we're able to hire that are coming in the door, whether they're fire and recreation. So we're in full swing for the field season ahead. So didn't really have an agenda to give you today. I was more curious what was on your minds, but also open to saying whatever I can about things. And I believe Bill had maybe a couple things he wanted to throw in there as well. So however you want to run this, what's your pleasure?
Go ahead and inform us.
I got a bunch of questions, you know.
Okay, all right, yeah. Never disappoint. You want to do some updates?
Sure.
Okay.
Do you want to talk about national stuff?
Well, I was wondering if I'd do that after you did your update.
All right, fair enough. You know, I think one of the things we're looking at across floors and across the west slope is certainly dry conditions, right? That having a low snow year in western Colorado really isn't all that uncommon. But what is uncommon is 2 years in a row, right? And that has compounding effects on the natural resource side. Certainly on the water production side, that it's going to be largely felt for our both municipal and agricultural water production. I'll tell you, on the Grand Mesa, very few of those reservoirs are going to fill this year. Just the math doesn't work out. With our grazing permittees, a lot of those folks are having to make some business decisions. Mostly not driven by conditions on the forest, but on their private or lower country. But we're dealing with our grazing permittees individually, case by case, because each piece of ground is a little bit different. And we're having those annual operating meetings right now with our grazing permittees. Certainly, the situation set up for dramatic wildfire season across the West. We recognize that we're very dry here locally. Our neighbors to the west in Utah, Nevada, southern Idaho, way worse. And I bring that up simply because if we do start getting wildfires here locally, resources are going to be limited across the West, and we just need to prepare for that and be aware of that. Will we have a wildfire season here locally? It's hard to say. You need to have a few conditions to set up for that to happen. One, we've set the stage with the low snowpack, right? That certainly contributes to things. Then you got to have ignitions, and we'll always have those between lightning and people. But really, the real factor that's going to determine whether we have a mountain wildfire season is when the monsoons show up. If the monsoons show up on time with average energy, we typically will not have a mountain wildfire season. It's when the monsoon is delayed or weak that you have the likelihood for a mountain wildfire season. So we just have to wait and see how that shakes out. Other thing that dry conditions we're watching for is probably 2 years from now, we can anticipate a bark beetle outbreak in many of our spruce and fir stands. The reason we say 2 years out from now is that's just the life cycle of those beetles. The way a spruce tree defends itself from bark beetles is it pumps out a bunch of sap, right? These beetles come in and lay eggs and larvae crawl underneath the bark. And if a tree can pump out enough sap, it usually stays alive. Well, in these dry conditions, there's just not enough moisture in the soil for those trees to be generating enough sap to defend themselves. The life cycle of the bark beetles is 2 years. So 2 years from now, we can expect to see some mortality in trees if conditions don't change rapidly. So that's kind of what I've been thinking about on the drought side of things. So those are the factors that we're watching and thinking about. Let's see, what else? Chad mentioned we were able to bring on some seasonals, temporary summer workforce primarily in the recreation program, which is great news. Last year, we were not able to hire any, just because of that national budget issues. This year, the Forest Service set aside some money just so we could hire some. On my district, which is the Grand Valley Ranger District, which is the Grand Mesa and the northern end of the Parker Plateau, we were able to hire 8 temporary employees this summer, which after having 0, we think is great. Traditionally, though, we bring in 20, 25. So we're grateful for what we get. It's not where we need it to be, but every little bit helps. Related to that, we will be opening and operating the Grand Mesa Visitor Center this summer. Last year, we were able to operate it only because of the contributions that Delta County made. Because we're not able to hire any seasonals, we weren't able to staff it. We worked with a partner called the Rocky Mountain Conservancy. They've been our long-term partner up there, and they staffed it entirely. This year, because we were able to hire some seasonals, we will have some Forest Service presence on there as well. But we are glad that that's going to be open again. On the timber side of the house, on the Grand Mesa, we've got this summer we'll have 4 active large timber sales and a couple of smaller timber sales, and 2 others that one has just been sold and one is being advertised right now. So, pretty steady program on the Grand Mesa as far as timber goes. One thing I would ask y'all, have y'all been, any commissioners been reached out to by any of the leadership of the Grand Mesa Resort Company recently?
No, I haven't.
Okay. I bring this up just for awareness. About 10 years ago, the Grand Mesa Resort Company was wanting to pull some logs out off the private lands there and haul them out. Just as kind of a fire reduction effort they were working on. And the Barren Lake Road, part of the Trickle Park Road, it was a paved road, paved surface to prevent dust on the neighboring houses. But structurally, it could not handle those heavy loads. So the Forest Service, Delta County, and the Resort Company worked together to strengthen that road. It's about a mile of road that we just brought in a bunch of dirt, put in some geotextile down, and beefed up structurally that road. Always with the intent of repaving it, so that the houses along that road aren't getting dusted out. The Forest Service received the funds going on 3 years now to pave that road. We've tried to put it through the contracting system. Either the bids came in too high or contracting system didn't work. Last year, DOJ interfered. The contract has not been led. This year, we proposed to the Mesa County Road Department, the Delta County Road Department, can we just invest the money with y'all? And y'all do this paving work. And this was just a couple months ago, we talked to them about it. Well, in the intervening time, we've had some discussions with the Grand Mesa Resort Company about, hey, they'd really like to see their road maintenance up there. I bring this up just so that I expect y'all will be getting some phone calls from the resort company to encourage the road department to accept this offer of paving that stretch of road. It'd be something the Forest Service would pay for, but Delta County would do the work. And this would be not this summer, but the summer of 2027. This is what's proposed.
And that road's in Delta County.
It is in Delta County, yes. Yeah, and it's about a mile stretch of road, so it's a deal where it's not enough road for a large construction company to really be interested in mobilizing, getting up there and doing it. It's a piece of road that's already on our Schedule A agreement that the Delta County Road maintains anyway with a grader a couple times a year. I think it would be in all 3 parties' interest to see if we can get that stretch of road paved again.
Do we mag chloride that?
Y'all have not. The resort company has the past few years. And honestly, it's right along Barren Lake, so it's technically too close to a water body to be using mag chloride legally by the state regs. So it is something that we need to find a different mechanism to maintain it.
So it gets paved from that mile stretch, and where does it end there at the intersection where it goes off to Eggleston? Is that what?
That's correct. Yeah, that's where it traditionally had ended,
Okay.
right at that intersection. But I just bring that up for awareness, in case you start getting some phone calls.
Okay, thank you.
Is the resurfacing of that road included on the Schedule A for rebuilding of that road or just maintenance?
The Schedule A is just for maintenance, and it is currently set up just to be bladed a couple times a year. And that's part of the overall maintenance of the Delta County portion of Trickle Park Road. But I think it is a long-term desire to get it back into a paved state, so we don't have to do that, and also so we don't have the dust issues with the neighboring cabins there.
Bill, a couple years ago, you were holding community meetings for wildfire.
Yeah.
Prep there along the south side of the mesa. How's that project going?
You know, it's plugging along. In fact, I shared with you all a video that was produced about some of those efforts. Just last week it was released. So we've kind of broken base up into 4 different planning areas. And the 2 areas that are the primary focus is the Cedar Edge interface on the south side. And then on the north side, kind of around Bonham, Cottonwood reservoirs, those are the Bureau of Reclamation reservoirs there. And the hydroelectric infrastructure. So those projects are going well. Now, certainly we had counted when we first embarked on that, we were counting on some influx of money to help fund a lot of this stuff. Things have changed, and that's not a reality right now. So continuing just to work where we can. Right now, our fuels guys are planning a series of mastication projects and prescribed burns in kind of the Ward Creek Basin, Doe Spoons area. And you'll see that just in phases, a little bit every year for probably the next 10 years in that area, just to try and reduce the long-term wildfire risk in that key watershed.
How's the overall staffing? I
Probably
know,
more a question for me. Yeah, there's where to start on that big nut. Staffing went down considerably through deferred resignation program and Vera last year. We lost give or take 20%, depending on how you calculate that. Then we've been kind of in a bit of a holding pattern since that in terms of reorganization. The reorg came out and it was not a shock, which is great, that we actually got what we were looking for. And maybe you should back up just a hair to realize that our appropriations under the last year of the Biden administration was lower because the Bill and IRA funds ran out. So we were looking at a $4 billion deficit as an agency. So we started looking at reorging back then. And so that's, it went full circle, but basically what was proposed back then is actually what came out in this reorg of doing a state-based model. And I think that's significant because we did this because of our budget, our appropriations, not because of a top-down, which to me, I think gives it more of a chance to succeed. We came up with this organization ourselves, and we are looking at being more efficient. There's always been a long, conversation about how we can better organize around our priorities. And for this case, we look to be benefactors in this reorg at the field level. So we're talking about moving positions that were remote for Washington to either a Salt Lake position or back out in the field. And so as a forest and districts, we look to be in a position where we could gain positions out of this reorganization. And that's pretty exciting for me. I haven't been able to fill some of my positions for years. And that prospect is very real that I'm going to be able to do that this next year from internal. We won't probably do external hiring for a while, in my opinion, just because we have to realign our internal employees first. So all that to say is that we are seeing some movement in terms of filling positions that have been vacant for quite a while. but also the plan is to have more positions in the field. I think that's awesome. I'm really excited to see how that rolls out. And if we can stay true to these ideals that we started with years ago, I think we actually come out better than where we were before. There's a lot of work going on with our directives and rules, that we've created for ourselves in terms of trying to get back to having more discretion. And that'll be a really interesting piece of how we do business to watch, see how that actually comes out. Do we have more discretion, or do we end up in litigation more? We'll see. That's all to say. The staffing and the budget's staying relatively the same. Our staffing is looking really good. It's just gonna be realigned to be more field oriented, which I think is a great ideal to try and uphold. So that's a long way around to say this reorg. I like it. I'm looking forward to it, and I think there's a lot of potential for the forest and the districts to get better positioned. So
There's been a lot of press about closing research stations on the forest.
yeah, I'm
Anything in
surprised
this
at that
place?
one. Mostly because I spend more time with CFRI, with Colorado State University, than I did with Rocky Mountain Research Station. So on the ground, I've been getting great support from Rocky Mountain Research Station when asked, but also CFRI has come through for me a lot more on this forest and being able to provide the scientific support that I'm looking for. So that's I don't know. We'll see. I mean, we're also going to see Fort Collins is going to be one of the major hubs. So I think if anything, we're going to see more support out of Fort Collins than we've had for Rocky Mountain Research Station. So I don't know. That one was, I was surprised that people had such a backlash to that one. But I'd say that the support that I've needed for Speedmare and others has always been there. So I don't know that I don't see us losing that support either in this reorganization. Yeah.
Are there many wild horses on Forest Service, or is it mainly BLM?
Thankfully, no. I love that. I love whenever there's a, BLM person in the room, I say, well, let's talk about wild horses. They can take the spotlight for a while. No, we don't have it. We don't have a lot of that. There are locations, but not on our forest here.
You got good signs up, no wild horses allowed?
Yeah, no, yeah, please go to the BLM, take a left. Yes.
We do have some feral cow problems.
Oh, no, yeah, wildcat,
Yeah.
Like the wildlife crossing. Who told them to cross there?
Yeah. Do they obey those signs?
Feral cows, heck, we got those right here in Delta.
That's what I heard. I was out there in Confluence Park looking for a cow. I was like,
What's the time frame for the big move to Salt Lake? Is that been?
good question. I don't think we've seen any timelines. They're gonna have to work through some of their politics to get there. I think the first thing we're gonna see is the state directors move. And that's, that announcement is out right now. And so probably in the next month or so, you'll start seeing the state directors be appointed for the 15 state directors, and Colorado and Kansas will be together as one state director out of Fort Collins. So I think that will be the first, and then I think you'll see the Salt Lake move happen, just logically thinking about how they implement. So.
Excuse me. How can Delta County help you guys right now? You got a lot going on. I would thank you for keeping the visitor center open too. That was a big deal.
Well, thank you all for your support there. We couldn't have done it without you.
Yeah. What can we do to help you guys right now?
I don't have anything on top of mind. I think that the drought could exacerbate some relationships that we have. And so it'd be nice to work together on those relationships as we start to talk about if we have to change in permits and stuff like that. So to me, I think it's just a matter of keeping our conversation up so that we are in a good spot to work together on issues as they hit our radar. So, do you have anything to say?
No, we'll be having our pre-wildfire meeting with the sheriff and Chris Stewart in May. That's just something we do before every summer, just to make sure that everybody's on that face-to-face relationship, and it makes that phone call a lot easier when the time comes.
Yeah, 2 o'clock in the morning,
That's right.
Well, on Saturday, they were talking about the the effects of the super El Nino and that monsoon line coming maybe as far north as northern New Mexico, northern Arizona, not quite getting here.
Yeah.
So I guess probably the best thing we can do is pray that that does not happen, that line goes further north and.
That would be really bad, because that
We
would put
get
us
the-
getting the lightning without the rain.
Right,
So,
that's gonna be a game changer if that
Yeah.
happens, so. Water, moisture.
it all works better when we have water.
Trees grow better.
Yep.
Cows grow better.
Yeah, the
Everything
grass.
grows better.
So. I don't think we have any substantial prescribed burning left we're gonna try to do. We had a window that greened up on us pretty quick with this warm weather we just had. So I don't anticipate putting smoke in the air on purpose. The next thing is watching for when we do have wildfire starts and how we wanna deal with this, so.
Okay.
You guys are gonna have a busy summer.
We always do.
It's
But,
gonna be a long one, and it's starting earlier than normal.
you know, but this case, we got some good stuff. We got some mine cleanup going on down south. I'm really excited about. Got some timber sale stuff that we're really trying hard to figure out how to get into. So yeah, things are gonna be busy, but not just on the fire front. We got going all different directions, so.
Good.
And you successfully avoided having to get up on the stage at Club 20.
Well, I wasn't sure if I was gonna get pulled in up there or not, you know. I think
We're proud of you.
Thanks. Dan Dallas can command the stage by himself pretty fine, so it was good to support him.
Good.
So,
Okay.
Well, thanks for all you guys do and let us
Yeah.
know what we can do to keep helping you this summer.
I appreciate the offer and we will definitely use that. So thank you.
Well, thank you very much for coming by. I appreciate your time. It's,
Appreciate you as well.
okay.
Thank you for the offer and making this opportunity available.
Okay.
And I did get hold of Andrew. We're gonna have lunch soon.
Oh, good. Good. Okay. Yeah, I was. I wish you could have been here today. He can talk more about the mine stuff with you then. So.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
day, guys.
We have the Delta County Detention Facility Population Count Report from Monday, April 6, 2026. Male inmates County Jail 26, female inmates County Jail 5, male inmates Department of Corrections 1 for a total of 32. Average daily inmate population for the week of 3/30/26 through 4/6/26 was 40.85. Monday, April 13th, the Delta County Detention Facility Population Count Report, male inmates County Jail 24, female inmates County Jail 4, male inmates Department of Corrections 1 for a total of 29. Average daily inmate population for the week of 4/6/26 through 4/13/26 were 37.73. Next up at 9:30, we have the public hearing regarding battery energy storage system. So we'll take a short recess until 9:30. Hey, welcome back. To our agenda, and now we have a public hearing regarding battery energy storage systems. Mr. Gardner, would you hand me the clipboard?
Yes.
We have two people signed up. Would you like to address the board concerning the,
Yes, I would, please.
pardon me?
I would, please.
Okay, yeah, we'll open up the public hearing for the battery energy storage. If you state your name and address for the record.
My name is Randy Charlesworth. I'm at 19207 G Road. Up there. Close to the proposed site. The proposed site, as I understand it, do I need to talk into this thing?
Yeah,
The proposed site is the old airport up there.
I do have one question. I know DMEA has bought that site already. It was our understanding that was just gonna be a transmission site. So is this already a done deal with the batteries and we're just going through the motions or is it actually,
No done deal
okay,
that we are aware of.
Well, I might just remind the gentleman, or this is not about any particular site at all. We're talking about a moratorium, talking about consideration of a continued moratorium on applications and installation of BESS systems. So you're not talking about any particular site.
okay, thank you. And please, excuse me, this is the first time I've ever been down here and
No
spoken,
problem.
so I don't know all your protocols and everything. I'm
Thank you for
more,
coming.
more just trying to get some information and questions. So a site hasn't been decided. So that probably is gonna be a distribution site up there then.
We don't know.
The DMEA not talking?
The tax credits have ran out on solar projects, so they're not as lucrative as they were a few years ago. Because those tax credits
Right.
gave energy companies a lot of incentive to build solar sites, and now those have expired. Unless something new comes down the road we're not aware of, there's nothing that I know
Yeah,
of.
because that's when we put in our solar.
Mm.
And, you know, our question, you know, some of our concerns are, you know, that's some pretty hazardous material.
Mhm.
You know, they people like DMEA like to tell us, you know, how safe they are and everything. And, you know, Tesla's been spouting that for years. And yet all the time we see about somebody driving down the road and, you know, it's one thing when their car gets hit. You can't expect a battery to hold up under a collision,
Mhm.
but they'll be charging them in their homes or doing something like that. And all of a sudden they've got a fire that you can't put out.
Mhm.
And you've got toxic gases, you know, one of the gases that puts out is a cyanide gas. And, you know, that's concerning just out of your car. And, when you have a large battery storage site like that, it's very concerning because now you're talking about having to evacuate a large distance, you know, a large circle. And, could be even larger, could be elliptical depending on the wind and, you know, since we usually have a west wind, all those people that are west of that or east of that site could be in a lot of trouble. Livestock, pets, people. You know, it's great to say, well, we'll evacuate the people. But if I'm out in the field working somewhere, you know, the sheriff's department's not gonna come out and hunt through my field looking for me. They're gonna come and knock at the front door. And if I don't answer the front door, they're going to the next house. If there's an accident and, they're evacuating people. So I'm out in the field riding my tractor till I fall off it dead. You know, and, you know, so that's some of our major concerns is, you know, it's not like putting it downtown on Meeker Street. But there are quite a few houses out there and it continues to become more and more populated out there in that area. And so our concern is, you know, I don't know what their requirements are. I know there's land further out east that's out in the adobes out there that, you know, the only thing around it's prairie dogs and, you know, I don't know about anybody else, but I wouldn't miss them. I don't know what their line length has to be or anything else like that. But I think there would probably be, if they are looking at that old airport as a site, that there would probably be more ideal sites. And, I have solar at my house that we put in while all the credits were going on. And I don't have battery storage. So I know they don't have to have battery storage. They can put it right back into the system. They can just line feed it right into.
Mr. Charlesworth, I don't mean to interrupt you, but our discussion today is whether to extend the moratorium on the battery storage as we find.
Okay. Again, like I said, I don't know your protocol. Well, I would ask that the moratorium be extended then and that we hold off until more people have had a chance to speak and
We will have a public hearing when it comes to the actual regulations in the land use code.
thank you.
And I'd like to add one more thing. This is a very good opportunity to say, please sign up for the Delta County alerts.
Okay, I think, I'm not sure, but I think I am. I may not be, you know,
If you got your cell phone here, the boss.
me and cell phones aren't completely compatible.
Thank you,
Thanks, Randy.
thank you. Megan? You don't want to talk? Okay, thank you.
This is my daughter,
Oh, okay,
and she lives right next door to us.
I see.
So-
Okay, well, thank you for coming anyway.
The family guard and
Randy,
she would have that their moratorium stay intact as well.
And those are your grandchildren also?
Yep.
Okay, good looking kids.
I especially am concerned about them.
not to discount you,
Because
man.
we just throw them out.
Wait a minute, see if there's anybody on the computer that wants to address.
You guys go ahead.
Well, is anybody,
You're gonna have another open meeting on this, it'll come out on the alert.
yeah,
Thank you, sir.
is there anybody on the computer, Lindsay, that wants to address? Okay, we will,
That was quick.
there you go. We will close the public hearing on this, and now we have up, board's consideration of a resolution continuing a temporary moratorium on the submission, acceptance, processing, and approval of applications for the establishment of any battery energy storage systems. And Mr. Gardner, I will turn it over to you.
Commissioner Lane, you stated it very well. That is the action that's called for your consideration. It's the extension of the moratorium. Do you have any questions for me about that?
I think, I know what we're doing here, so.
Update of where we're at with this regulations, if you'd like. We just recently completed our last work session with the planning commission about 2 weeks ago. So we can schedule another work session with the Board of County Commissioners if you'd like, to go over what remains to be reviewed by the commissioners for those draft regulations in conjunction with the other land use codes revisions that are being considered.
Okay, okay. So this would be resolution number 06.
I move the board approve resolution number 2026 R06, a resolution continuing a temporary moratorium in Delta County's processing of applications for battery energy storage systems in all unincorporated portions of Delta County pending consideration of amendments to Delta County zoning regulations.
I will second the motion.
Commissioner, just to be clear, the draft that you have in front of you extends it for an additional 6 months starting today. So that is through October 21st, 2026, unless changed by the board or something like that.
Good point. Thank you.
Motion and second on the floor. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
I'm,
Aye. Thank you. So done.
now, as far as your question about
Thank you.
getting back together for another work session, I think that probably ought to be hammered out. What do you got in mind, any particular date?
I would leave that up to you. I'm available.
We have a work session next week.
But next Tuesday, we have a work session.
Okay. I don't know about that, so would you like to include this in the work session?
Just as well,
What time is that?
8:30.
So there would be another item on the agenda preceding this then?
Not yet.
Okay.
You might be.
We have a standing work session.
Okay, thank you. Understand. So 8:30, April 28th.
Mhm.
All right. Okay. Great.
Love to have you.
I already sent this to Robbie, basically, so I'll forward this email that I sent to her, requesting to see if she wanted to schedule a work session. It has all the kind of updated revisions and draft best regulations. I do think. Sorry. I think there was a review that was being planned between county attorney and others on the final two sections of the draft best regs of the financial surety and decommissioning portions. Last work session, we discussed that those two sections would be reviewed by two of you. You recall that?
Okay, we'll
Might be
follow
good
up on
to
that.
kind of try to do that before April 28th, if possible. I mean, they're fairly well drafted and have been so for a while, and the planning commission reviewed them in their original review back in October, November last year, so
Okay.
it's been through that process. We feel pretty good about them, up to the level of our comprehension of the implications of decommissioning and financial surety, but how we manage them as a county would be, I think, would be good to get the attorney's review of that.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for all your hard work on this resolution and you and your team. Thank you.
Yeah, I think we can anticipate a rigorous public hearing on that.
A little more involved than what we were experienced today, perhaps.
But next up on our agenda is Human Services at 10 o'clock. So we'll be in recess until 10 o'clock. Thank you. Okay, we'll come back on the record. 10 o'clock for Human Services, Annie Gallegos and her crew, so I'll turn it over to you.
Good morning. We only have two action items other than updates today. So we'll start with financials and Nicole.
So we'll start with the payables report. They're pretty much the standard expenses, except for you will see that the backpack program came out, which you guys signed that for the 50,000. And just so you're aware, we have where it says child support ads, it's actually more the department 283, that's for vacancy ads. So it does say child support, but it's for multiple departments. I just wanted to highlight that it's not just child support. Hefty number for one.
Backpack program is a successful needed program, isn't it?
I love that program. I love going over there to tour it. If you ever get the opportunity to see them putting together those boxes and distributing, it's so much fun. It's pretty amazing.
If you have grandkids, check one out.
Yeah, I can.
They're really cool.
How do you check on it? Do you have to be just a Delta County resident?
Mhm.
I can't remember this.
You
We
can
had
be-
kids, now we got grandkids.
You can be a grandparent, yeah.
Mhm.
Check one out.
That way they have one. And sometimes you can do the same box so that there's the same box at parents' house that's at your house, or you can do different ones and just mix it up. Either one.
Well, I'll move the board approve the financials as presented.
Second motion.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
So for the end of February, we should be at 16.7 for budgeted, and we are at 18.64. We always run higher because at the beginning of the year, we do our full payment for workers' comp and insurance. So do you have any questions on the statement or where we are on the budget? There's nothing I have to highlight within that. We're boring and standard.
We like to be boring. Boring's good.
Yeah.
No surprises.
I do have some LEAP updates. So April 30th is the deadline for LEAP applications. Unfortunately, the presidential budget has put a 0 for the entire LEAP program, but it still needs to go to Congress, and the majority of them want to fund the program. So they're still expecting to get funded, but just want to make you aware. They are going, the state is going in very conservative because of that and because of last year. They did not give us the outreach 20,000 last year, and they likely won't give it to us this year. They're planning not to, because they want to push the money to the next year to go to the actual program, if there's issues that occur again. The state's waiting for the 60% state median guideline to come out for next year, which helps with outreach. As a total county, we have 1,331 applications this year. That's 110 exactly lower than last year. The state is actually lower last year, and they believe it's not just the weather, but also because of the government shutdown and the funding questions. So they didn't do as much outreach in October, November of last year. The state didn't. So there was less ads, less posters, and because of the shutdown in December, the posters that they normally get out in December did not go out till January. So there was just like a very big delay statewide in the outreach of the program. So everyone is seeing that significant decrease. What I thought was interesting is this year, the LEAP amount for our county payout, the paid benefits is at $468,000. This time last year, they had paid our county out $809,000. So that's
Double.
for just Delta, yeah. And we was talking to Tatiana, our LEAP expert. We think that because the city of Delta is not a direct vendor with LEAP, the ones that have payments for them get $200 directly because it goes to them instead of city of Delta as a vendor, versus DMEA and natural gas, who become direct vendors, they can pay the whole bill up to $1,000. So like they're getting paid more if there goes to the vendor directly versus going to the person to pay the city of Delta. So if you see a lease, tell her to become a vendor for me, because it would be more money for people in our community, I believe. And we checked the data, so we do have 213 denials versus 278 last year at this time. So even though our total application amount is less, we have less denials, or significantly less denials than last year. Most of those are, the applicants didn't provide all the info, and they still have time to provide that if they needed that aid. I think it was 148 out of the denials needed to provide more information. And Tatiana's gonna spend the next Pride Month following up with them to make sure if they can get approved, they will get approved. Do you want me to do the spirit booth now or after?
Well, let's do it during the child welfare. Yeah.
That's it. Any questions on LEAP? That was a lot, sorry.
So the program runs in 2 weeks.
April 30th, if they have been approved, they can still receive some payments between now and September, but they can't apply between April or May 1st and September. Is September 1st or October? October 1st.
Denials will have that much more time to come up with the proper.
I believe, yeah. And
So the denials have actually until June 13th to turn in any missing information.
But they don't have till September, but
June, yeah.
there is a deadline.
Doesn't sound right. And Tatiana will be sitting in for me next month. So if you have LEAP questions, bring them.
We'll be halfway across the world.
Yeah,
I've got to do
I mean, I can. I don't know if I can get that time correct.
I was gonna say, what would the time actually be?
Those cruises, you don't have to have to figure out the time. They'll tell you when you have to go. So I don't even know what time it is.
My brother's in Italy. And, of course, I forgot to silence my phone, right? Until 4:30 in the morning, it's going off. I'm like, what is going on? The phone's buzzing and all this. Yeah, he was just sending pictures. It's 4:30 AM here, I don't know.
2:30 in the afternoon.
And they were just up at lunch, he's just taking pictures, sending them. From Italy. Yeah. I don't think so.
Alrighty, so we'll roll right into childcare and economic security. And so that's our next action item is we have a MOU that came out from the state, which just extends the current term that we have to June 2027. There is a lot going on in the world of childcare right now. They're looking at a lot of changes in rule writing. There's some indication from some of the language that they are talking about the potential for the state to be able to come in, whether we are on a wait list freeze or not, whether we're overspent or not, and move around that money at any time that they want. Yeah, feels a little awkward. So we are having some good discussions about that. And the county attorneys group, I think, is working really hard to change some of that language, obviously. But in the statute, it says that the state cannot force a county to overspend in childcare. So there's just some weird dynamics in there. But there's some good groups working on that. We never overspend, so we've never been on a wait list or freeze for Delta County. Did you just knock on wood?
I did.
Good job. So we've been in that situation, but we've still advocated for those counties that do need that benefit, use that benefit, and have the ability to get close to overspending, which we've supported them like we did last year in the letter. So this just extends our understanding of it. It was attached to the packet, but essentially the actual signature you're going to love is going to come through DocuSign from the state. So do you want to talk anything about have any thoughts?
Not so much saying about you, maybe some of the changes. They are looking at doing a quality exempt provider work group to try to, they're looking for counties to become pilots to build that aspect of childcare. So quality exempt providers are those that don't have to be licensed. They still have to go through background checks and they can only have so many families to care for. But sometimes that's an alternative for those that are needing care like evenings or weekends where some licensed providers maybe aren't offering those services. So they're really trying to push towards that.
Good.
Yeah, it is good. We don't have any quality exempt providers currently with Delta County, so. And that's usually a parent choice, so it's not like we go out and recruit for those. If a parent comes in and applies for assistance and they have a family member or a friend that wants to do it, then they apply through us and we do help them with the paperwork. The only other highlight I thought.
Trying to think if there's anything else in the MOU that's different, but it's pretty standard to the same MOU that we've signed. Because they're going through rule writing, they have kept it the same until they determine the rule writing piece, in which then that will be up for next year, fiscal year, to sign.
And that DocuSign will come from who?
So what'll happen is if you make the motion and approve, then I go back to the office and send the email to CDEC, let them know that they need to send it to you to sign. And so you'll get the email directly from the state.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting. The Department of Early Childhood is the only state department that has moved towards DocuSign for those types of things. I don't know why, but they have. So last couple of years they've implemented it, which has proved difficult in some counties, but not ours. So we're good.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Core started doing it too.
What's the action?
On your credit one, it's number 2 in human services.
Okay. Well, I'll make a motion that we enter into a memorandum of understanding between the state of Colorado Department of Early Childhood and the Board of County Commissioners.
Authorized chair to sign.
And authorized chair to e-sign.
Second.
Motion second on the floor. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so done.
Sounds great. I will let you know when the email's headed your way.
Okay.
State director going.
Well, I mean, I think that they have approved, they just, Gretchen Hammer is now over HICPUF. The governor appointed her, and Shannon, I think Beasley is over BHA. So he had to appoint two at this time, for those positions. I'm not sure. I've never worked with them before. They were internal employees, and one had worked at the BHA before coming over to HICPUF as well. So I'm hoping there'll be more integration there. But then once we have a new governor, that also, those appointments could change again. So we'll kind of have to see how it goes, but they will be at least the ones that now move into those ongoing state negotiations with the governor's office and CCI too. So, and I don't know how much they knew about that going into it. So they might be a little bit of catch up that they're going to have to do with talking about the shared services and things. So we shall see.
You're living in a very fluid world right now, aren't you guys?
It's a lot of change. And so it's interesting to see things get put on hold a little bit, or things are getting pushed a little bit. And so you just see more things moving around because of nervousness of what's going to happen next. And I think the shared services piece, when that was identified, that really rocked the boat for human services. And we had to shift our efforts significantly to providing assistance to our reps that were representing us in those meetings. And we had great representation, which was great.
That's one thing I don't see in any of your financials. There's no line item for life rafts.
Yeah, we do need that.
We defer it to you.
We'll have,
Waterproofing.
we'll have Chris put in his budget for us.
Immature proof bailout.
We still have the fiscal year coming up, but we don't even know. Well, we may be fine until June 30th, and then who knows what's gonna happen July 1 when the new fiscal year comes through. We don't know what our allocation's gonna look like. So it's the unknown.
We were supposed to get a HICPUF decrease on the HICPUF admin in December of 2025. Have not seen that. So hopefully they don't put it in May.
Not be helpful. But they also, the allocations haven't increased. And, I think that that's the biggest piece, is that the workload continues to increase. Staff increases and placement numbers, like on the child welfare side, increase. And there's been no increases to allocations for several years now.
All of the allocation workers say we can sit here and fix the equation every day, but if they're not fully funding the programs like they need to be, it doesn't really matter.
Right. Yeah. We did receive notice in the child welfare allocation that there is a potential that the Child Welfare Allocation Committee believes that they can make balance of state counties whole on their 80% state side, which we're crossing our fingers for, because if that happens, we know we're going to overspend. We'll still have to participate in our 20%, but our overspend projected amount at the beginning of this fiscal year has gone down since almost by half in now where we're projected to be. So we've been able to do that. We pinch a lot of pennies.
They also haven't been utilizing the school transportation allocation, which is used every year to help with mitigation.
Yeah.
And then they can pull from TANF after that. So we're not too worried about that.
But that was a very big fear, I think, at the very beginning of this fiscal year, if the state was going to have the ability to do that. So
it's likely this year will be the first year we'll overspend in admin, though. So we'll see how that pans out.
Even with our vacancies.
Even with vacancy.
How much overspend on the admin?
Right now I've projected 80, but we had more costs at the beginning, so it was just a super quick divide and times 12, and it was about 80, but it's probably gonna be less than that. That's gonna be padded. I can be more detailed for you if you're interested.
Break that one down.
Okay.
Perfect. So then moving on to child welfare, we are gearing up for Child Abuse Prevention Month. This month, and we did our pinwheels. We put those out. The fair's the 28th. We have the Dare to Care Award that we're giving out. to a nominated individual or entity. And then Nicole's put together a Spirit Week, so she's gonna share a little bit about that.
Oh, yeah. So the next week, we, for the Family Center was also doing this. For Monday, it's gonna be yellow for Know What's Up, and we're gonna, link some information on, child abuse prevention websites for resources. Tuesday will be red for spot red flags, so we'll link to, common warning signs, just like an educational tool. Wednesday's green, make a move, so we'll show how to report suspected abuse and neglect. Blue is our fair day, so it's take it up day, and it's how to be, oh, talk it up, yeah, talk it up. I can't spell, it's Russian. What is being a safe adult and how to be a safe adult. And then Friday will be purple, no blame, no shame, and never being ashamed to seek help and like tools to be a safe adult, like not to be judgy with your face. For me.
Yeah, so we have that. I'll have the proclamation to you probably tomorrow. And then that way, I think if you want to decide if, who wants to read it, or if you all want to share parts of reading and all that fun stuff. So, but we'll have that finished up for you. And then we're going to have a great event. Pretty excited. I think we have more vendors. We have a lot of different kid activities. And so, and it's going to be cooler instead of on the parking lot also. Maybe that will help with the wind, because last year the wind was a little hectic too. So hopefully with the trees and the grass, and being that it's close to the middle school and Bella, will attract more kiddos and families and be able to have a robust fair. So that's the plan.
And that's next Tuesday.
Yep, 28th, 3:30 to 5:30.
It's on Tuesday.
Yeah.
3:30 to 5:30?
Yep.
And the question did come up before you guys got here is, do you have an official hot dog cooker yet?
I texted Albert and he said yes, but I had to remind him. So if not, it's also going to be John. He will get, he gets voluntold for it.
I think Gary is back up.
Oh, nice. Say Steve.
See the inability, but I was like, well, John might be there, so John will be there. Albert might be there, so you can learn the experts.
And I think we got hot dogs from, was it Callaway that we got them from? Homestead? Yeah. So
Commissioner Lane really liked the bump and jumps last year.
Yeah. We did, I don't think we did this year.
No, I think we're doing the petting zoo.
Petting zoo
Yeah.
brought that one back.
We're with the milk cow.
You know, we did that. I know, we'll find out. So we had goats and cow and
Chicken.
horse and stuff before. So
Okay.
yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a good time. And that'll be more in the parking lot, kind of the gravel parking lot across. So that'll be nice because I think for the animals too, instead of being on the concrete. So. Then last but not least, adult protection. We are looking at the potential for having other counties help us out for a couple of months in this upcoming year. We have 2 caseworkers in that position and one who's going to be gone for a little while. And so we've reached out to Mesa and Montrose, and they have been willing to engage in potentially something like an IGA with us to help out and maybe take on some cases while we have just that short time when that individual's gone. So we're preparing for that, and they have the new rollout of their assessment being implemented, which should significantly decrease workload. It used to be the 79 questions you had to answer for every at-risk adult that you went through of, yes, they can get into a car. Yes, they can do these things. And really not all of it had anything to do with safety. So they revamped that, and that's rolling out. And I think that's going to be nice for them to have decreased their workload, because some of those things just felt pointless as you were working through it, of just tedious things. So it's on their plates. But other than that, that is all that I have.
The APS allocation is also projected to be overspent about 16. I'm on that allocation committee, and last year they voted to instill that 5% forward, so we didn't get as much as the equation would have naturally given us. Here, I think they're pushing for no 4. So that way every county gets what the equation is supposed to be giving. And that program is also one that's not funded like it should be.
Hasn't increased, hasn't changed. The weird part about that allocation too is it's based on projections of cases, it's based on income levels for your county. And so one of the things that makes it difficult is the more you screen in, then that increases your likelihood for funding. However, when you're screening things out, when you're some counties have screened things in that they know don't always meet criteria, but they could provide some resources and that has helped grow their allocation, but that doesn't work when you're also having only 2 caseworkers at the same time. So it just kind of is a weird dynamic. The more you screen out, the less money you get as well, which doesn't help when you have some intense cases also.
Which I think we're taking baby steps into changing the allocation equation to make it more rated on demographics and certain case timeliness, complexities versus screen out.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's gonna have less human ability to manipulate it.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Did somebody get a basketball scholarship?
Yeah, so he he had signing day on was it last Wednesday? It was very emotional. But yeah, he is going to Sterling College in Kansas. So he signed the other girl, her name is JC. So it was JC and JP signing both together on that day. She's going to play soccer in Iowa. And so we had shirts and family and friends and pictures, and he just got his NAIA emails of his eligibility and all the fun stuff that comes with it. But yeah, he's really excited. It was a dream since he was a little kid.
And Sterling's just right down the road too.
Yeah, 10 hours. So it'll be a little bit. But
Well, congratulations.
thank you. Thanks. See him still.
Well, thank you to all your crew too.
Yes. One more thing on the APS allocation that they were pushing through is there is, maybe like 6 years ago, they split it out for client services and admin. And so then client services, when is money that goes just to the clients that APS, supports. They're pushing through a change to, instead of that, at the end of the year, mitigating out all the other counties, it would help with admin overspend in your own county first, and then help mitigation for all the counties. So we were the allocation was pro that, because then it would go back to your county first. Most of us spend on clients first, but if there's a little bit left over, it would go to your county admin and then to the other counties. So yeah, I don't think anyone was against that change.
Every once in a while, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, every once in a while.
Yeah. When you have Lenny from
Weld
County on there with
he gets left.
30 plus years of experience. He knows the ins and outs of that equation and those allocations, and he is not afraid to tell you.
I also think he explains it well. So if for somebody new joining that group or new directors, he's really helpful to walk through that a little better.
He can like do historic reference.
Right. Then you go,
In 1993, blah, 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 voted and this happened, and then in 1997, and then you're like, this down. He is retiring.
All right.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
We're not gonna see you next month, but we'll miss.
Have
Yeah, I'm
fun.
gonna do great. Yeah.
Have fun. You know, we're not gonna-
Okay, next item up is 10:30 county attorney. Just we'll go ahead and roll into that.
Well, I think, Mr. Gardner is coming down, so.
Oh, okay.
So we do have a 3-minute holiday break.
Okay, we'll adjourn for 3 minutes. Okay, welcome back. 10:30 County Attorney John Bear has some items for us.
Thank you. Good morning, Chair. Good morning, Commissioners. I have 2 items for the board's consideration this morning, both of them under executive session. Advice of counsel pursuant to Colorado Revised Statute 246402 sub 4B. The two topics that I have for the board this morning is discussion and advice regarding a possible real estate purchase. That being the first, the second being discussion and advice regarding the use-specific standard provisions of the land use code, specifically chapter 2, section 4A. I'll remind everyone that's present in the executive session to restrain your topics and your conversation to those matters only. I believe that you, since this is the last thing on the agenda, that the board may want to just adjourn directly out of when executive session is done. Other than that, I would make a recommendation that the board go into executive session for those purposes.
Okay, I'll move that the board go into executive session at recommendation of County Attorney John Baer. In executive session will be Lindsay Mitchell, Renee Warner, Craig Fuller, Mike Lane, Wendell Coons, John Baer, and Sean Gardner.
Second the motion.
And we'll adjourn after the meeting. Motion and second. Is there any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so done. Thank you. So we'll go into executive session.